let us see how nitrogenous wastes produced as a result of metabolic activities are removed from the body. The process of removal of metabolic wastes, that is the nitrogenous wastes from the body, is called excretion. Different organisms have different mechanisms to eliminate their waste products. Many unicellular organisms remove these wastes by simple diffusion. For example, in amoeba, waste products like ammonia, carbon dioxide, etc., produced during their metabolism are passed out into the surrounding water through diffusion. Multicellular organisms use specialized organs to remove wastes from their body. Now see the different excretory structures. Flame cells in Platyhelminthes, they are the flatworms. Nephridia in annelids. Green glands in crustaceans. Malpighian tubules in insects. And chordates have kidneys in their body to remove nitrogenous wastes from their body. In human beings, the elimination of metabolic waste is accomplished through urinary or excretory system. Excretory system is a system of organs and tissues that take part in separation, collection, and elimination of waste products. Elimination of waste products maintain a favorable internal environment in the body. Human excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Dear children, let us know few more points about kidney. Each kidney is enclosed within a thin fibrous covering called the capsule. A renal artery brings blood into the kidney along with the nitrogenous waste materials. After filtration in the kidney, the purified blood leaves the kidney through a renal vein. Now look the picture showing the section of a kidney. Two distinct regions can be seen in the section of a kidney. That is an outer dark granular cortex, and inner lighter medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. The hollow space from where the ureter leaves the kidney is called the pelvis. Each kidney is made up of numerous, that is about 1 million coiled excretory tubules known as nephrons. A nephron is the structural and functional unit of a kidney. Now look the structure of a nephron. Each nephron has two parts, one cup-shaped part and a tubular part. The cup-shaped part of a nephron is called Bowman's capsule. It is a double-walled cup-like structure. Then the network of capillaries in the Bowman's capsule is called glomerulus. The tubular part of the nephron or renal tubule has the parts like proximal convoluted tubule, middle loop of Henle, and distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule opens into collecting tube or collecting duct which join together to open into pelvis. The whole renal tubule, that is the tubular part of the nephron, is surrounded with peritubular capillaries. Let us study how is urine produced. The purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood. That function is performed by the functional unit of kidney, that is nephron. The process of formation of urine may be divided into three stages. One is glomerular filtration, then selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion. The first step in the process of urine formation is glomerular filtration or ultrafiltration. When blood passes through the glomerulus under pressure, the fluid part, which contains water and small molecules, are forced out of the walls of the capillaries of glomerulus. And that filtrate is collected in the Bowman's capsule. The filtrate contains water, glucose, salts, urea, vitamins, etc. It is called glomerular filtrate and the process is called glomerular filtration or ultrafiltration. The filtrate which collected in the Bowman's capsule then pass into the tubular part of nephron. The second step is selective reabsorption. Some molecules of the glomerular filtrate are selectively reabsorbed into the blood. That is, when the glomerular filtrate flows through the tubular part of nephron, the useful substances such as glucose, amino acid, salts, and a major amount of water are reabsorbed into the blood. And this process is called selective reabsorption. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body and on how much of dissolved waste there is to be excreted. The reabsorption of water from the filtrate to maintain the water balance of the body fluid is known as osmoregulation. In this way, the kidney serves as water conserving organs. After reabsorption from 180 liters of filtrate in the kidney, only 1 to 2 liters of urine is produced. Then the last step is tubular secretion. Some nitrogenous waste products like creatinine, urea, potassium and hydrogen ions and other extra salts left in the blood of peritubular capillaries are poured into the tubular part of the nephron in the region of distal convoluted tubule. This is called tubular secretion. That is, waste products left in the blood of peritubular capillaries poured into the region of distal convoluted tubule. Is it clear? Peritubular capillaries means the capillaries which surrounds the tubular part of nephron. Okay? Hope you understood the three steps in the process of urine formation like glomerular filtration, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion. The urine that is formed continually collects in the urinary bladder. As the bladder expands, its pressure creates an urge to pass urine through the urethra. As the bladder is muscular, the urge to urinate is under voluntary nervous control. Dear children, now you know that kidneys are vital organs for survival. Two important vital functions performed by kidneys are one excretion and osmoregulation. Kidney functioning may be impaired due to injury, infection, or reduced blood supply. This leads to accumulation of urea and other waste products in blood, which may lead to death of the person. In such a situation, accumulated waste products are eliminated from the body by means of artificial kidney. An artificial kidney is a device to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis. Artificial kidneys contain a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank filled with a dialyzing fluid. Now look at the picture. This fluid has the same osmotic pressure as blood, except that it is devoid of nitrogenous wastes. The patient's blood is passed through these tubes. That time, the waste products from the blood pass into the dialyzing fluid by means of diffusion. The purified blood is pumped back into the patient. This process of purification of blood is called hemodialysis. This is similar to the function of kidney, but it is different since there is no reabsorption involved. Normally, in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liters daily, but the volume actually excreted is only a liter or 2 in a day. The reason is the remaining filtrate is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules. Okay. Next is excretion in plants. Plants use completely different strategies for excretion than that of animals. They can get rid of excess water by transpiration. Oxygen produced as a result of photosynthesis goes out through the stomata. For other wastes, plants use the fact that many of their tissues consist of dead cells, and they can even lose some parts such as leaves. Many plant waste products are stored in cellular vacuoles. Waste products may be stored in the leaves that fall off. Other waste products are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. Plants also excrete some waste substances into the soil around them. Okay. Hope it is clear. Thank you, children.